So Felix, Auger, Aliassime, and Casper Ruud, they're facing off in the first round of the Madrid Open. Now, FAA, he's had a good season this year. In the first event, I would say, of the year that he played in Australia, he made the final. He lost to Evans, but he was still able to make a final this year. He also reached the fourth round in the Australian Open, and he would have been bitterly disappointed that he didn't win that match because Karatsev was unseeded. He's a good player, but he also led 2-1, so he knew that was a great opportunity for him to make the quarters. And he's also had some good deeper runs. In the quarterfinal, he was able to make the quarterfinals in Acapulco, lost to Tsitsipas. And he's had some good wins on the clay as well. In Barcelona last week, reached the quarters, lost to Tsitsipas, but still had a good week. Sorry, it's 2 weeks ago. Sorry, in Barcelona, lost to Tsitsipas, but it was still nonetheless a good week in that week for him. So he's gonna be confident that he can do something in Madrid, especially with this new partnership with Tony Nadal. He's gonna be confident that he can maybe do something here. Now, Casper Ruud is a great up and coming talent. He's one of the greatest. He's one of the great clay court players, and he's had really a good year this year. He reached the fourth round in the Australian Open on a non-clay court, so shows that he can adapt to hard courts as well. And in Monte Carlo, he reached the semis and lost to Rublev, but still a tight second set would be confident for him. In Munich, he reached the semis. He lost to Basilashvili in straight. He would have been disappointed because it was a crushing defeat, but we're going to see if he can bounce back here in Madrid. Now, Auger Aliassime and Casper Ruud, I don't think that they've ever met. Actually, they have met, but they've met in challenger events. They met once on the main tour. FAA won that one in 3 sets. Then on clay courts and in challenger events, Casper Ruud and Auger Aliassime both split each of their meetings 1-1. So my prediction here, I think it's going to be a FAA victory. I think that this new partnership with him is going to help him. So I'm going to pick FAA to win this. Now, I don't think it's going to be easy because Ruud is a great clay courter. But I'm going to pick FAA because he's looking better now. So I'm going to pick him to win this in a 3-set match. So, Karen Khachanov and Kei Nishikori, they're facing off in the first round of the Madrid Open. Now, Khachanov is a player that sometimes can do well, sometimes he doesn't do as well. And this year hasn't been his best year. He's only made like one. He's made a couple. He made a semifinal in Adelaide, and rather than he made a quarterfinal. But on the clay courts, he hasn't done too much on the clay courts this year. He lost early in Barcelona last week, and in Monte Carlo he lost to Carreño Busta in straight sets. So on the clay courts, he hasn't done well. But he has made the quarterfinals of the French Open before, so he'll be confident against Nishikori, especially because he has health concerns lingering over him right now. So we're gonna see what he can do here, because Nishikori does have health concerns. He did have to retire last week, I think, in the match. He would withdraw. Now Nishikori is on the comeback. He's still trying to find its form. He's had some encouraging results. Reached the quarterfinals of Rotterdam, the quarterfinals of Dubai, and now in Barcelona, he had a very encouraging 3-set loss to Rafa Nadal in the Barcelona Open. But he was supposed to play last week in Estoril, but he had to withdraw. So that's some questions that are going to be asked. Like, is he fully fit? Well, we don't know yet because he had to withdraw in his last match, so he may not be at his best. So it's going to be a tough match to pick because we don't know where he is at physically. Now, Khachanov and Nishikori, they've met 4 times, and they've split each of their 2 meetings. They've never met on clay, though. This is their first clay encounter. So this one is actually a really tough one to call because Khachanov can do really well at any given point, but he can also do badly at any given point. And Nishikori also has health concerns. But this one's actually a really tough match to call. But I'm going to pick Nishikori to win this. I think that he would have rejuvenated. I think he's going to be more rejuvenated now because he took the time off. I think the time off will help him to rejuvenate, to get back to full fitness. So I'm going to pick Nishikori in three. I'm going to pick Nishikori in 2 tight sets to win this one against Khachanov.